Hello, I'm Christine Dasso, LMHC, NCC, and Health Rhythms Drumming Facilitator. I'm going to be talking about CAP services and resiliency. Let me get up my slideshow. Okay, so let's get started. Moving something. Okay, so here at Counseling and Psychological Services, we have our location being near the Health Center, Building 27. And we're always accessible through our phone number, which is 823-2811, area code 407. Our website address at www.caps.sdes.ucf.edu. And our hours are during the fall and spring semesters, Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But in the summer and on break weeks from the school semesters, we only operate 8 to 5 every single day. Okay, and we're here to serve students. We are a very safe space, a welcome area. And our mission is to serve as an essential mental health resource for UCF students by providing high quality, culturally competent clinical and outreach services and a nationally renowned training program. We have pillars and foundations of well-being here at UCF, and our well-being focus in SDES has 5 core components that we call the pillars. So you could see the little pillars on the upper right corner, which is purpose, resilience, engagement, harm reduction, and financial literacy. And I'm going to be honing in on resilience in a little bit. Services we offer at CAPS are extensive. We have initial assessments, which is the very first time you would meet with one of us counselors, and we gather your history and lead you on the right path based on a mutual cooperation. And one of the options that you could do is an individual counseling episode of care. We are a brief therapy setting, so we do about 4 to 6 sessions bi-weekly for the whole school year. So that means an August to an August, basically. But you can also have just a same day single session if you just need something really quick. If you want to do group counseling, that is an option as well. And those are offered every semester. There's usually over 20 groups offered with many different topic areas. And you and your counselor can talk about which one would be appropriate for you and the process. But everything starts with an initial assessment for individual counseling or group counseling. Couples and conjoint counseling as well. Both people need to be students at UCF though. Now the workshops are just kind of psychoeducational type classes that you can take one at a time. You could do a bunch, you could just do one. They're offered virtually as of right now, and the link is on our page for you to get to the Zoom link. TAO and Together are all our self-help programs, which I'll talk about in a minute. Crisis support, well, part of that is the single session that I already talked about, but it's also if you need to talk to someone same day, right then and there. If we're open, you can call, you can come in, you can do a telehealth appointment. But if it's after business hours, we always have crisis support available by phone. And that's just our regular phone number that I gave at the beginning. And I have another slide on that. Outreach is something we do as well, which is things like this, giving presentations to people, doing different requests around campus for maybe like a tabling where we sit at a table at an event and give out information and different things like that. And you can request an outreach on our website as well under the outreach tab. Mandated assessments we do where someone needs to get assessed to be able to return to campus. Letter writing may include HRT, hormone replacement therapy, support, appeals, medical withdrawal, and professors. Teams we offer at CAPS as of this time is a trauma-informed care team, a trans care team, and an eating disorder management team, all of which can be talked about with your counselor once you're talking in your initial assessment or with your assigned counselor. We also do referrals to Student Health Services, SHS, and this may include a referral for medication, the dietitian, and neurofeedback. Here's our crisis slide. If you ever need to talk to a counselor right away, this is our phone number again, and you just press 5. If it's after hours, this is your option. If it's during the hours, you can always call or come in and do a telehealth appointment. This is information about TAO, Therapy Assistance Online, which is a self-guided, interactive, web-based program that provides assistance to help overcome anxiety, depression, and other concerns. It has all of these highlights listed here. So for anxiety, you can dive into different interactive modules for relaxation, for learning about your thoughts, mindfulness, which I'm going to explain later, facing your fears, lifestyle factors, and so on for depression, substance abuse, relationships and communication. You can track your moods through logs. There's a whole mindfulness library, and it's also a phone app, so you can download it to your phone. Signing up is really easy, as well as using the program. So you just follow that link there at us.taoconnect.org/register. You have to enter UCF email, and then you just finish setting up your account, and there you go. It's anonymous once you're in there, so no one's checking to see anything you do. But it is a really great self-help tool offered to all of our students. Together All is another great self-help tool, and there's the link above as well. Both can be found on our homepage. There's a Together All, this picture symbol right in the middle, and then the TAO is on a green box on the side, and you can get to the links that way. So if you want to just scan to join right there, that's great. If you want to go to that link above, togetherall.com/en-us/ either one of those. And again, you enter your UCF email. So this is more of a kind of a peer support for you. So if you wanted another safe, anonymous community in your life, this is the way to go, maybe. And it's free, so you might as well check it out. So you can connect with us in all different ways. We have a lot of social media websites. We frequently post on Facebook and Instagram. Another one we just got started was TikTok. So we're getting that going now as of spring 2023. We do have a Twitter account, but we're kind of decreasing use on that. And we do have a YouTube account. And if you want to schedule your first appointment, you can call, come in, or use this easy QR code or the link. And the link's also on our website. So I want to go back and talk a little bit more now about one of the pillars, which was pillar 2, the resilience. So you learned a little bit about CAP services. Now I'm going to talk about resilience, which is the second part of this presentation. So resilience is defined as the ability to develop and demonstrate skills to adapt to life experiences. And resiliency and culture play a role together. And so resilience, stressors and challenges, and well-being depend on factors like family background, personal experiences, resources, culture, and I'm going to go to the next slide. You are not alone, okay? So each of us has faced obstacles that have made us feel uncomfortable and challenged us in new and different ways, like these factors down below: graduating from high school, going through a breakup, saying goodbye to a friend or a mentor, experiencing the loss of a loved one, a pet, staying up at night to study for an exam, being fired or let go from a job, feeling alone or lonely. So we all experience these things, but we want to grow our resiliency. So there's some key aspects of resilience: optimism, self-belief, control of self, willingness to adapt, willingness to be flexible, ability to solve problems, emotional awareness, and social support. Oh, and sense of humor. Ironic. Okay, so let's talk about how to build your resiliency. There's different things you could do. One of them is grounding. So you want to think about your 5 senses: touch, eyesight, taste, smell, hearing. So you want to maybe gather even a little kit to give you the sensations you need at the moment you need to feel a little relieved, stress management, to build your resiliency. So ideas are here on the side. Maybe with the feeling sense and even the seeing, because you're going to use a journal and a pen, that kind of goes to that. A squishy toy is very much a feeling kind of aspect of your kit. A caffeine-free chamomile tea, that would be taste and smell. And we say caffeine-free because we don't want to make any anxiety higher or anything like that. Peppermint candy, again, the smell and the taste. And a Pop-It bubble toy, that would be great for the feeling. You could see it, you could hear it maybe. So some of them hit a lot of senses. And you can think of your own things, like maybe something furry, fluffy, like a stuffed animal on a keychain that you always have with you on your backpack or something like that. So this grounds you, this gets you a little bit in the moment. And that's why that's important. So you don't think about all of the other things that are very much worrying you. So let's talk a little bit more about this with mindfulness. So your mind can be full or you can be mindful. And so the difference here is, we all have a lot of things going on, a lot of thoughts in our head, but we want to have a sense of peace. So, the dog, as far as we think, is just kind of looking at the trees right there where he's walking. There's the sun. It's literally what he sees is what he's thinking about. Whereas us humans, a lot of time we're walking and we're not enjoying what's around us, right? So we want to be more like the dog in this picture. We want to take in our surroundings. So you can use those 5 senses and go to this really quick. When you're walking around campus, practice. You can say, what am I seeing right now? Oh, a pink flower, a gray sidewalk, this green leaf tree. So vision. You can see if you smell any of the flowers or anything like that. If you're maybe sipping on a drink, you can taste. Feeling, you can feel the air and the wind and the temperature. You can pay attention to your feet on the ground and how your clothes feel on you, different things like that. Maybe you're holding something. You can hear, you can listen to what's around you. Maybe there's birds talking, skateboard wheels, anything like that. So that's how you can go to using mindfulness in times that you need to refocus and ground yourself. So let's talk about boundaries. This is also a way of really making sure you grow your resiliency and keeping yourself very healthy. So a boundary is a limit or an edge delineating 2 distinct entities, areas, or objects. So boundaries are both physical in nature and abstract. So, when you feel like something's a little too far, maybe it's just you don't really want to go there in a conversation or something, that's a boundary more in the abstract. We are most aware of these boundaries when they become breached, like a cut, physical, or someone standing too close. So here's some examples. Okay, some types: physical, personal space and physical touch, awareness of appropriate versus inappropriate touch. This is something a lot of us learn as small children, and it's very cultural as well with personal space. So this depends on you. Um, but we all have a boundary. Emotional is a validation of personal and others' feelings, appropriate disclosure and pacing. Like I was just using the example about a conversation. Intellectual is respect for different ideas and opinions and awareness of appropriate discussion. So being very mindful of that. And there's sexual. So a mutual understanding of the physical, emotional, and intellectual aspects of sex between consenting partners. Excuse me. So we want to make sure that's talked about, communicated well. And then there's a time boundary, setting aside enough time, respecting time allotted, and arriving, departing appropriately, especially for things like class and appointments. Social events, it depends on your group. Maybe it could be a little flexible, but we want to be in the know about what people expect from you and what boundaries are. So let's talk about how to establish them. Describe clearly what has occurred or is occurring. So if you do have a problem with, say, a friend is always arriving late for you when you're trying to meet out, talk about that and say, that bothers you. Express your feelings and thoughts, taking personal responsibility. And so maybe you have a part in that as well. Maybe you have unrealistic expectations to meet the friend. So that's just an example. Using I statements. Whenever you talk to someone and you are trying to get somewhere for a resolution, you don't want to say you did this, you did this. You want to say, I feel like this when you do this. So that's a very helpful tip for many situations. Assert what you'd like the outcome to be or how you want to be treated. Reinforce by outlining the benefits and risks associated with this boundary. Then there's some self-care involved in building your resiliency. And here's some things you could do in 5 minutes. We all have 5 minutes. Self-care doesn't have to be complicated. It could be as simple as completing little tasks so you have time to relax later. So put down that studying for a bit. We've curated a list of self-care tips you can complete in less than 5 minutes. So making your bed, maybe that makes you feel like you've accomplished something and you're starting your day productive. Drinking water, that's great to stay hydrated. Lighting a candle so you can watch it, you could smell it. That's hitting a few of your senses. Eating a snack, making plans, listening to music, decluttering, watching YouTube, doodling, and writing affirmations. These are just some of a lot of ideas out there. Well, that is all I have for you. Thank you very much. And if you have any other questions or concerns, you can always contact us at CAPS. Thank you.